بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear viewers in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In this program about the parables of Al-Quran, we are going to take one ayah from Surah Al-Ra'd, which is surah number 13 in Al-Quran. And the ayah is 35, in which a description of Al-Jannah, of the paradise is given. Now this ayah is not a long ayah, it's a short ayah. Let me read it first. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم مثل الجنة التي وعد المتقون تجري من تحتها الأنهار أكلها دائم وظلها تلك عقبى الذين اتقوا وعقبى الكافرين النار. The parable of the garden which the righteous are promised. Beneath it flow rivers, perpetual is the enjoyment thereof, and the shade therein. Such is the end of the righteous, and the end of unbelievers is the fire. Here, in this surah, a very brief description is given, but we are going to take a very similar one, but a bit longer, where the rivers of the paradise are mentioned, and that is in Surah Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam. مثل الجنة التي وعد المتقون فيها أنهار من ماء غير آسن وأنهار من لبن لم يتغير طعمه وأنهار من خمر لذة للشاربين وأنهار من عسل مصفى. In that description, the four types of rivers are mentioned, but because we are going to take that ayah later, so what I wanted to say that in the ayah of Surah Muhammad, the main emphasis is about the rivers of Al-Jannah. And here, the main emphasis is about the food which is given there. And this food is perpetual. It is not just for one season, fruits for one season, which are not available in the other season. And in the very same way that they are not going to be stopped at one point and it is said that they are no more available. No, nothing of that kind. That is the main thing which is mentioned here, and also about the shade, that you will have a comfort. There would be no heat. وَظِلُّهَا, that its shade is extended and it is also perpetual. And then it is said, تِلْكَ أُقْبَى الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا, that is the end of those people who got the taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in contrast, وَأُقْبَى الْكَافِرِينَ النَّارِ, and the end of the non-believers is the hellfire. Before we go further, let us take the meaning of Al-Jannah. Because the word Al-Jannah in Arabic, from that root word which is Jannah, we got the word jinn, and the jinn or the jinni is very much known. And we got the word Jannah, which is here, the garden, and we got Junnah, which is the shield, which you wear it to protect yourself in the battlefield. So what is the common thing in between all these three terms? The common thing is that something which is not seen, which is not witnessed, that is the main thing. Because jinn are not seen. They are the creatures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who are hidden from our eyes. They are not seen. Junnah, the shield, when you got the shield Junnah, that is to protect yourself so that your body could not be available, could not be seen by the enemy. And the word Jannah, which is garden is so thick because of the trees that no one can see from outside what is inside. No one can see from inside what is outside. So it is actually indicating towards the thickness of the trees of the garden. This is why the word Al-Jannah, which is given to that place. Of course, in English we say paradise, which is none other than the word Al-Firdaus, because the word Al-Firdaus, which is the highest Al-Jannah, that in English becomes paradise. That is the same word. Now here it is said, مَثَلُ الْجَنَّةِ الَّتِي وُعِدَ الْمُتَّقُونَ. And we have said in our first episode, giving the meanings of the word mathal, we said one of the meanings of that word is the description. And that is, here it is applicable. مَثَلُ الْجَنَّةِ الَّتِي وُعِدَ الْمُتَّقُونَ. The description of that Jannah which is promised to al-muttaqeen people. So here, instead of saying parable, it is better to use the description of Jannah allati wu'ida al-muttaqun. And one thing which is also, we have to understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He promises al-Jannah, He has mentioned the word muttaqeen again and again in Al-Quran. Inna lil-muttaqina mafaza hadaiqa wa anaba wa kawa'iba atraba wa ka'san dihaqa la yasma'una fiha lagwan wa la kizzaba jaza'an min rabbika ata'an hisaba. Inna lil-muttaqina mafaza. This success is for muttaqeen people. Inna al-muttaqina fi jannatin wa uyun. Inna al-muttaqina fi dhilalin wa uyun. Muttaqeen people would be in the gardens and the bliss. Muttaqeen people would be in the shades and in the bliss. And وَالْعَاقِبَةُ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. The end is for muttaqeen people. So the emphasis is made on the word muttaqeen. Now this word taqwa, it is to try to acquire those means by which you can save yourself from any expected danger. It is coming from viqaya. So the muttaqi person is the one who abides by the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He abstains from all those things which are prohibited, and this is how he saves his skin from the hellfire. This is why he is known to be muttaqi. We are here concerned with the description of Al-Jannah, tajri min tahtiha al-anhar, because the concept of a garden is not complete without the water, without canals of water flowing beneath it. This is why wherever the gardens are mentioned, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned the rivers as well. The second thing which is mentioned here, ukuluha da'imun wa dhilluha. That is about the food. As we said, it is perpetual. It is not going to be cut off. And also about the shade. It is said in one of the narrations of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that when there was an eclipse and Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam started the prayer which is known as Salatul Kusuf. And that was after Zuhr prayer or the Zuhr time. The companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam noticed something very strange, that Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam during this prayer, he took one step ahead and then he retreated back. They noticed that. So this is why they asked the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam after the prayer is over, that we have seen you taking a step ahead and then you stepped back. What was the reason behind that? So Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, actually I was shown Al-Jannah. I was shown Al-Jannah at that time, and I have seen the grapes of Al-Jannah, so I took a step to pluck just the bunch of the grapes, but I did not do that, because if I have taken it, you would have been eating it forever. That is just one example of the fruits of Al-Jannah, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said in Surah Al-Baqarah, وَأُتُوا بِهِ مُتَشَابِهًا. وَأُتُوا بِهِ مُتَشَابِهًا. They were given in Al-Jannah things which are similar in shape or similar in their form with the things of this world. that is just a resemblance of its outwardly shape and form, not in its real nature. There would be a difference between the apple of this world or the apple of the hereafter, grapes of this world and the grapes of the hereafter. There would be a big difference. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, "Ukuluha da'imun wa dhilluha." And then it is also explained in Surah Al-Waqi'ah, where it is said that وَفَاكِهَةٍ كَثِيرَةٍ لَا مَقْطُوعَةٍ وَلَا مَمْنُوعَةٍ, and they would be enjoying a lot of fruits which are not going to be terminated. It is not going to be said that because they are out of season, you can't get them. And they would be always within the reach of the believers. لَا مَقْطُوعَةٍ وَلَا مَمْنُوعَةٍ. And in the same way, it is said about the shade, وَظِلٍّ مَمْدُودٍ. The shade in Al-Jannah, it is extended. It is not going to be confined to one place and the other place is without the shade, and it is very hot at some place, very cold at the other place. No. The people in Al-Jannah, they would enjoy all these bounties of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whatever they wish, they would get it. This is why it is said that in Al-Jannah, there are things never an eye has seen. There are things never an ear has heard about them. There are things never a heart has perceived them or thought about them. Whatever you wish, you will get it there. And because that is the Jannah, this is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has always said that in this world you always in race. You compete with each other, but the real race for you to compete is سابقوا إلى مغفرة من ربكم وجنة أرضها السماوات والأرض. If you want to compete, then compete for that Jannah, for that paradise, which is so wide that all the heavens and the earth can be accommodated in it. That is the Jannah for which you have to race, and to the forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, for the believers, it is good news, because this world is full of worries and pain. But the Jannah is the place, لَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. There would be no fear, no grief at all, and we have to try for that Jannah in this world. And with this we come to the end of this program. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.